Hi, I'm Lori Thompson, the Executive Director of the Quilts of Valor Foundation, and I'm excited to welcome you to our National Sew Day. It's been an exciting morning. As you can tell, we're getting a late start. We had some technical issues with the camera and then software, but we're here, glad to be here. And I think this is why they call it Facebook Live. Sometimes you're just going to have some issues. But yeah, we have an exciting day planned. I know that many of you are gathered today across the U.S. sewing together. Or you may be, like me, sewing at home. I'm home in Colorado in my studio again this year. But however you're celebrating National Sew Day, let us know what you're doing. Put it in the comments and we'll check in on those later. Just glad that you're gathered in here today. And we've got a fun morning planned. We'll do some celebrating about our accomplishments last year. We've got an exciting year ahead in 2023. We've got some events that will celebrate this special year, and everybody's favorite part, the prizes. We've got some fantastic prizes this year. We have way more prizes to give away this year than before, and have had some sponsors really step up at the last minute with some great prizes. So kick back, enjoy, and yeah, let's celebrate National Sew Day. So if you've ever been in a meeting with me, particularly the state coordinator meetings, you know I like to celebrate. And I wanted to take a little bit of time and celebrate our successes in 2022. It was a great year. Our first accomplishment was that we awarded over 30,000 quilts for the second year in a row. That's amazing. I believe our number was 33,349. And that's a lot of stitches, a lot of fabric, a lot of time, and a lot of love. So thank you to everybody who made those awards possible. The other accomplishment we had last year is we awarded our 300,000 quilt. We awarded the national quilt to Craig McKee, an Air Force veteran and news correspondent in Cincinnati. And many of you awarded your own 300,000 honorary quilt. And it was great to see the pictures and the stories that came in. So many wonderful, meaningful moments. I know I was really privileged to give my quilt to my Uncle Noel, who had a distinguished career in the Marines, and that was a very special moment. So again, thank you to all that made those awards. And then we're gearing up this year for our 350,000 quilt. That's another exciting milestone. We anticipate we'll hit that probably late spring, early summer, but we'll keep you posted, and you'll have a chance to award an honorary quilt again. So start thinking about somebody that may be a great recipient for that. All right, well now it's time to move ahead to this year. And 2023 is a very special year for the Quilts of Valor Foundation. It's our 20th anniversary. Let's think about that for a minute. That is 2 decades of working on our mission and wrapping veterans and active duty service members in Quilts of Valor. That's amazing. And it's been really inspiring for me to talk to many of you that have been with this organization along the way. You know, the stories from those of you that have been here from the beginning, you know, those of you that joined as things were growing through the years. And to take a look at where we're at today, and it's just quite an accomplishment. So we're going to celebrate. We got some fun events ahead, and I'm really excited to tell you about the first event. And that is our 20th anniversary. We also have a surprise event coming up with another quilt. And then let's kind of roll back and talk about how we got this year started, because it started off with a really fun event, our Block of the Year. Now last year when we gathered for National Sew Day and you guys met me here, we were working on the floating churn dash block. And it was great to see all the things that you guys did with that block, all the fabrics, all the quilts. And you made over 7,000 blocks. I believe the number is 7,820 blocks, which is incredible. And this year, we're gearing up for another great block. If you haven't peeked at our website, we've got the Split Star block. Yeah, this is a gorgeous block. It was designed by Kim DeJoseph, a Quilts of Valor Foundation member in Florida. And she did a great job. I love how it has the 2 colors on this because I think it gives a lot of options for this block. Lisa Sutherland, another Quilts of Valor member in Tennessee, is working on different design configurations using this block. And I think it's exciting. I believe she's got a dozen already. And knowing Lisa, she's going to have way more. And I'll show you a couple ideas. I've been working on my quilt. I didn't quite get it long-armed. I'll be working on that this month. But if you look behind me in the center at the top, that's the one that I'm working on. And for that particular quilt, I chose to use a fabric that has a little bit of subtle texture and variance in it, kind of like grunge, but it isn't grunge fabric. Another great way that I think you can do the block is the quilt to my left. That was made from a similar pattern last year, and that uses 2 different print patterns. So a lot of great options. I'm really excited to see what all you guys will do with this. And I also want to give a shout out to Annie Mixon, our block drive leader. She and her local group in South Carolina, they collect all the blocks. They package them up, send them out across the country, and track those numbers. And that's a big job. So just want to say thank you to Annie and her team. All right, well, hopefully you guys are excited about the block, and I think it's a great block for this year. Okay, well, let's talk about a special event for this banner year, our 20th anniversary conference. That's right, we're going to throw a party, sort of, conference style, in Paducah, Kentucky. And I thought it might be fun to give you a glimpse of Paducah and let you see what's in store. So let's take a look at this. All right, what did you think? Paducah is a lovely city. Those photos were taken in April last year when I had the opportunity to go to the American Quilt Society show there. And I think you'll really enjoy visiting there. We have a great team that's planning the conference. We have Ruth Ann Bosworth, Pat Forshaw, Sue Reich, Mary Kerr, and Jackie McKinstry. And those ladies are going above and beyond to create a great event for you all. Some things to look forward to is we will kick off the conference with a private reception at the National Quilt Museum, and the reception will feature quilts, the actual quilts from our latest book, All-Star Quilts of Valor. Now these quilts will have quite a trip before they get to the museum. They'll start off in Daytona later this month in a special exhibit at the AQS show there. Then they travel to the AQS show in Branson in March, and then on to Paducah in April at the show there. And then once they're in Paducah, they go on to the museum for a special exhibit. And I think it's going to be really, really incredible to be there at that opening reception and seeing those quilts and just having our community there. And then that's not all. The next 2 days of the conference will feature speakers. We'll have some special guests from our past. We'll have different classes and ideas and award ceremonies and opportunities for us to really connect. And I think in addition to our anniversary, this conference is particularly special because my understanding is we haven't had a conference since 2019. And I think it's just going to be great for us to gather in person. I know I'm excited. It'll be my first conference, and I'm looking forward to meeting many of you at the conference. And it's been fun talking to a lot of you about this event. You know, often we'll talk about it, and then I find that somebody usually ends the conversation by saying, "See you in Paducah." So I think that's our informal tagline. Hopefully you'll be able to make plans and come see us in Paducah. We'll have more information coming next month on how you can register and on accommodations and everything you need to know. Right, well, we have another 20th anniversary surprise. We have an official 20th anniversary quilt, and it will be featured in a Block of the Month event hosted by the Outreach Committee. The quilt was designed by Nancy Can, Outreach team member, and I had a chance to sit down with Nancy this week and get a little more information about this special quilt. So let's take a look and see what Nancy had to say. Hi, I'm Lori Thompson, the Executive Director of the Quilts of Valor Foundation, and today I'm excited to be here with Nancy Can, who is one of our Outreach Committee team members, and you're also the group leader of the Quilts of Valor Central Kentucky group. Nancy, thanks for coming here today. you are the designer of our special 20th anniversary quilt.
I am, and
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited about it, actually. But you can see the quilt is just hanging behind me.
It's a beautiful quilt.
I'm just excited. It was so much fun to put together. Um, it's called 20 Stars for 20 years. You can't see them all because I'm blocking it, but there are 20 stars on the quilts. I My favorite part of it is still the center medallion, though. Just,
I could see that. That is gorgeous.
but it's a
Beautiful
very simple
design.
piece to put together. I want to assure people. And outreach committee is going to offer this coming up as a block of the month. We have done in the past mystery quilts, and mystery quilts are fun. But just even in my sewing circle, we have a lot of people who just don't want to start a quilt they can't see. So I thought it would be
Understandable.
fun if we did a block of the month. It will be broken into 5 segments. So it will start early March and it will complete early July, which gives
Perfect.
people an opportunity to have it finished by the time conference comes around. And we're celebrating our 20 years.
Perfect. Well, it'll be great for those award ceremonies around Veterans Day too. You know, we tend to be
Yes.
busier later in the year, so that'll be great.
That's
Very good.
great. Yeah, it's exciting.
Excellent. Well, and let's talk a little bit about your role on the outreach committee, because again, you've mentioned that this is an event that'll be ran by the outreach committee, and
Yes.
the committee's been busy. The committee consists of you, Ginger Fondren, Maggie Klinke, and Sue Reich. And then I have the privilege of working with you all as well.
And you are. So outreach committee is as it speaks. Our task is to look outside of our organization and find organizations and entities where we can be of service to that group by awarding veterans that work through them, with them, or that they are working with, and we are an extension of that work. Currently, we have a partnership with Homes for Our Troops. Some of the ladies, gentlemen, members have had the opportunity to award Quilts of Valor at key ceremonies through Homes for Our Troops. Another group that we worked with is Letters from Home. It's a traveling USO show is the best way to describe it. They're going to be doing 50 states, and we have been given the opportunity to have an exhibit booth, pre-show, and to be able to make a Quilt of Valor Award post-show. And the stars of the show actually come out and become a part of making that Quilt of Valor Award to that veteran. They are as excited as we are about it.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's wonderful. And I know the outreach committee also helps coordinate our booths across the US at quilt shows as well. That's another important part. So
we have, and those where we're very happy when we have states that can cover those shows. I would like to tell you with a grimace that it makes us sad when we can't get them covered, but it doesn't, because we like to go.
I understand that. I appreciate a good quilt show.
But it certainly really represents the organization well, gives us an opportunity to get out in the world and show who we are as an organization. Every opportunity to award quilts during those shows, it lets us shine as a unit.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, Nancy, thank you so much for your work on this beautiful quilt, for your contribution on the outreach committee, and everything you do for Quilts of Valor. It's greatly appreciated. So
I see the world in red, white, and blue right now.
I love it. I love it.
All
Well,
right.
thanks for joining me today, Nancy.
Thank you, Lori.
All
Thanks,
right.
everybody.
All right. What did you guys think of that beautiful quilt? I think it's just lovely, and I'm so excited to see all those quilts that will be made. The outreach committee has hosted the mystery quilts last year. There were 2, and every time that there was the mystery quilt, we had over 1,300 people sign up for both of those events, and we saw a corresponding ripple, throughout the organization, how that translated into quilts being awarded. After the mystery quilts completed, we saw an uptick in requests to the long army for long arming. So our lawn mowers were busy for a while. And then we saw those quilts finished and then being awarded. So your participation in those events really helps us greatly to fulfill the mission. And I hope it's fun. I know that they've selected some great quilts in the past, and I think this is another great project. And just want to give a shout out to the outreach committee. Those that are joining Nancy are Ginger Fondren, Maggie Klinke, and Sue Reich. Just really appreciate their efforts too. Well, let's take a little bit of time and chat. So I'm going to get set up and see if you guys have any questions for me or any questions about anything that's going on, about our conference, or gosh, anything that's just on your mind. So it'll take me just a second to get set up where I can read it, and go ahead and put your questions in there. Hopefully you guys are having fun today. I know there were groups here in Denver that were going to get together and have a fun day. I was reading about that. So, all right, it's just taking me a minute to get to that page. Let me grab the comments. And I apologize, my iPad is not cooperating either. It is not my tech day. It's just really not. So it's just taking a second to troubleshoot it. John, if you can see any questions to get me started, go ahead and let me know. My husband's on the other side of the camera again this year helping me out.
So we have a question here. Does it count as a donation if I make a quilt for my husband, who is a Navy veteran?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And what a great way to honor your husband's service. Thank you to your husband for his service. All right, if you can continue to...
That's the only question that I see.
Okay. Yeah, not a problem.
Where's the conference, and is there a cost?
Yes, so the conference will be...
Repeat the question.
Okay. Yeah, so the question is where is the conference and what is the cost? So the conference is going to be in Paducah, Kentucky. Paducah is Quilt City, USA. So there's going to be the Quilt Museum there, lots of wonderful shops and restaurants. And then Hancock's of Paducah, who's one of our sponsors today, has their store there. That's always worth a trip. And then the cost, we're still working that out, but the goal is to make it affordable for people to come. We realize that they're going to have travel costs, so there'll be a conference fee, but the committee's working to make that as small as possible.
How do we access the patterns for the block of the month?
Okay, the question is, how do we access the patterns for the block of the month? Good question. So the block of the month will kick off in March, and you'll see emails later this month on how to sign up for that. And if you sign up for that event, they will connect you to those patterns. And as Nancy said in her video, the great thing about the block of the month is you'll actually see the quilt before you complete it versus a mystery quilt. So yeah, just keep an eye on your email box. Yeah, and I know we're kind of a quiet crowd with our late start, but appreciate you guys that are here. Like I said, it's not a good day for technology, but it's a good day for gathering and sewing. Yeah, any other questions? And you guys are welcome to post them if you think of them later, and we'll come back and answer them. Or you can always contact me directly. Probably the best way to do that is to email me at executive.director@QOVF.org, and we'll put that email address in there later after the broadcast. So, all right, well, that means we have a quick transition into prizes. I'm excited about this part. Hopefully you guys are too. For me, this part of National Sew Day reminds me of cake at a birthday party. You know, you go, you have fun, you're with your friends, doing things you love, and then at the end of the day, you have a sweet finish. And I hope that's what these prizes are for you. So let's take a look at what you guys have the opportunity to win. First off, somebody is going to win this layer cake, the Northcott Stars and Stripes layer cake. This one's really lovely. I bought one myself and am working on a quilt. And then we have got charm packs. We've got two of these. These are the All-American Wilmington charm packs. I always like a good charm pack. I actually have a pre-cut addiction, I think, that and panels. My sister-in-law always laughs at me because she buys yardage and I buy pre-cuts. So I'm really excited about this thread kit from Connecting Threads. I think many of you know about this. They've had this for a while, but they sell this, and it's a special branded package, and we get proceeds back from this purchase. And I'm going to try to open this up because there's 10 spools in here with some neutrals and red, white, and blue. Let's see if I can open this. I'll show you guys and see if I can show you without dumping the thread. Yeah, this is kind of hard with the camera angle, so all right. So that's another prize. This is for our long armors. We've got 8 packages of batting that will give this away as well. So, and then let's see what else. Oh, this is really fun. We connected, I showed you the Northcott layer cake earlier, but we connected with Northcott over the last 2 weeks and got to meet Deborah Edwards, who's the designer of this fabric line. And they sent us a box full of these, what they call chips. They're 5-inch squares with 10 pieces of fabric in each one. And we're going to be sending out a lot of these. This is really exciting because it expands more winners. We can award more prizes. And then we've got Hancock's of Paducah is going to give away a $100 gift certificate. So very thankful for that. That might be fun. If you're going to Paducah and you get that gift card, you could go shop in person. Although I have no trouble shopping online. always love to buy from Hancock's personally. And then we have our other grand prize, and this is the Janome 3160 sewing machine. One of you lucky members is going to win this. And if you joined me last year for National Sew Day, I took you through the machine. I showed you some of the different features. Just to summarize, this machine comes with 4 different quilting feet, including a walking foot and a free motion foot. And it's a good value because most of the time if you buy a machine, you got to buy those extra parts. So just a great value, a great little machine. It's only 12 pounds. I've been sewing on this for a year, traveling with it. It's my travel machine, going to different events, and just love it. Just sincerely love it. And I'm a bit of a sewing machine snob, so yeah, I'm excited for one of you to get that machine, but all these great prizes. And again, just want to say thank you to our sponsors, Janome, Northcott, and Hancock's of Paducah. Now, you still have time to enter. You can go to our website, look for the blog post. We've got the link on the slide. We'll put it in the comments after this broadcast. But you can still enter up until 2 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 1 p.m. Central Time, noon here in Mountain Standard Time, and 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You do have to be a current member to enter the drawings, and you should be able to enter and walk through that process. If you have any questions, just reach out to us. I know after this broadcast, I'm going to go monitor email in case anybody has any questions. And I know Michelle Nelson is helping out today with that as well. So appreciate Michelle doing that. Yeah, and just want to give a shout out to Stephanie Tenorello, our marketing director. Stephanie's been busy this week. She's getting things lined up to kick off the prize announcements. You'll want to check back throughout the day here on our Facebook page to see if you're a prize winner. We'll also send you a confirmation email as well.
So we have some follow-up questions.
Yeah.
We'd like to do some more Q&A.
Yeah, absolutely. More questions?
So one of the first questions that I've got here, do we log blocks as we make them anywhere?
Yes. So there's a couple.
Repeat the
Okay.
question.
So the question was, do we log blocks anywhere as we make them? And there's a couple ways you can do that. If you send them directly to the block drive, they'll go ahead and log them for you. However, I know many of you often keep the blocks in your communities and in your state, and that's great. If that's easier for you and that helps you get those Quilts of Valor done for your local recipients, absolutely do that. You can just email the National Block Drive, and we'll put that email here in the comments later, and just tell them your numbers, and they'll add that to the total. So, yeah.
Question on entry, are we entered if we are a member now watching?
No, you have to go in. So the question was, are we entered if we're a member here watching? No, it's not a Facebook contest, so you have to go to our website and complete the entry form. I will give you a little bit of tip on that. Our forms have been cantankerous, following along the lines of tech troubles. I don't know. Maybe I need to do something to change that energy. But if you have trouble with the form, particularly if you're in a Safari browser, just close the pop-up and fill out the form. And again, if you have any trouble, go ahead and email membership@qovf.org, and we'll be monitoring that. So.
How will winners be notified?
Winners will be notified. So the question is, how will winners be notified? They'll be notified two ways. We will post what the prize is on a Facebook post and look in the comments to see if you're a winner. And then we will also email you directly.
Okay, 'cause I can go on that. There was a question, does the QOVF Foundation get any money for the sale of the Janome machines? It was answered in the chat, but if you want to reply as well.
Yeah, so we had a question about the Janome, the branded Janome machines, and if QOVF gets monies back on that. We do. We do get a donation back from Janome for the sale of each machine, and Janome is very generous about that. They've really supported our cause through the years.
Okay. I went ahead and put the slide back up for the prize drawing with the URL.
Okay.
So if you want
Yeah.
to phone that.
So, yeah, so it looks like John's got the information up about the prize drawing and the URL. We just want you guys to take a look at that again, because we want you to win.
Yeah, and the cutoff is coming up here pretty quickly. So
Yeah.
It's 11 a.m. Pacific, not 11 p.m. Pacific, as it shows in the
Yeah.
slides. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, just to reiterate, you really have about an hour to enter before the contest closes. So, yeah, again, it'll close at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, and noon Mountain Standard Time, and 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, all right. Any other questions, John?
It looks like Michelle has posted the link, so thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle, for posting those links for us.
And we will be posting this.
Okay. Sounds good. I think we're at the end of the questions for now. Again, if you think of something, just go ahead and put them in the comments. We'll go back and answer them, or you can email me directly. And yeah, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for your patience today. Again, with our Facebook Live. Appreciate that. And just want to take a moment and say thank you to you all for being a part of this organization. It is a privilege to be here with you all and to witness what you do and what you contribute and the impact that you make in our service member and veteran lives. So sincerely, thank you. And it's going to be a great year. I can't wait. So yeah, let's go enjoy it. Enjoy SO Day. Let us know what you're doing. And I'll see you in Paducah.